Let me double check. Let me double check. And I have to get this set up. Set me up. Set me up. Set me up. Ah! You guys, this is the wrong one. Hey, closing this stream. Go to the other one. Sorry. I have 2 streams open. I'm obviously having some technical difficulties with my apps that caused me to restart. Okay? So, I'm going to close this one. Shoot. Turn that off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I want to turn this off. Off. Turn it off. Turn it off. End stream. Oh my goodness. End. End. Okay, here we go. Let's this now. Bring me over here. Look what happens when you just take off a little bit of time. Oh my God, no. Yes, turn that on. Come on. What? Is there anything offensive with this board here, March 22nd, 2021, this super week of Destiny, Moon, and Cancer? I already have a notification that my monetization is limited because of it's not suitable for most advertisers. Was it something I said, or is it just because I came live? I don't know. Okay. That's weird. I'm going to request a review already. Yeah. That is crazy. Okay. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. Okay. I'm almost there, you guys. I am so sorry for the problems. First, it was an update. It was my apps. Yay. Where are you guys? Oh my gosh. This is such a pain. Please, turn it on. Turn it on. Holy cow. Almost. There you go. Oh my God, I'm here. There you guys are. It's so nice to see you. Better than late than never, huh? Right? So, how are you guys? Hi, Beth. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Pamee Sue, Katherine, Sharon, Connie, Bonnie, Book Bewitched. Yay. Hi, Michelle, Katherine, T-Barb. Yes, I'm on, Bonnie. How are all of you? Is there a change in the air? Can you feel that spring has sprung? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Things are rocking and rolling. It is kind of good here. Yeah? Let me grab my first 4 real quick. My first 4. Because I know we're going to need you guys. Who's my first 4? We have Beth, Sophie, Pamee, and Katherine. What is relevant to today's quarter moon from Beth, Sophie, Pamee, and Katherine? I just need 4 cards. 4 cards, 4 cards, 4 cards. 4 cards. Ooh, Beth has got us on the move. Things are happening. Do you smell victory? Sophie, what's going on? Ooh, we got some good luck. Fortune's coming. Pamee, what are you bringing for us? Hopefully something good, right? Pamee. Ooh, 7 of Pentacles. The goods have arrived. Katherine. Ooh, Katherine. Okay. We have 6 of Pentacles reversed. Very interesting. I see USA on one side, and then I see the other guys on the other side who are afraid that the word is getting out. You guys, this quarter moon is something else. I love it. Yeah, so I got started on the quarter charts. I got started on the spring ingress. And wow, is there a story to tell? You notice that someone's kind of nervous. There's some panic in the air. Which, by the way, Godspeed, Colorado, Atlanta. We have definitely entered a new era, and we have got things to take care of. Abraham Lincoln and our devotion to them. We remember them and their cause. Okay, how are you guys doing? Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Yes, for entertainment purposes only. Yes, Holly Coleman. Let's do some contracts on that. We've got a lot to clean up here, but there's a lot of panic on the other side. It's like I could see all of this unfolding from last week. That's why I've been kind of laying low. I could feel the energies and stuff was happening, and it certainly was. I wanted to wait until we got to this quarter moon to see what would manifest. And as per usual, not to minimize what's happening out there in the West, major shattering news happening today, and we have another emergency that is taking up all the airtime. This happened when Michael Cohen testified that a helicopter crashed in New York City. When was it James Comey was going to testify about the Mueller? No, it was when Mueller was going to do the report. That same day, we had a double-header, horrible shootings. Same day. There's a pattern to this stuff. And I did the Terrascope over Mar-a-Lago and Washington, D.C. Last time at the full moon, we had a card down at the bottom that said the first house body. I was concerned that there was going to be some type of injury or death that we wouldn't hear about. And then there was a shooting in Atlanta. This is over Mar-a-Lago. This area, your partnerships, your enemy. We have first house body again, someone for hire. We have a mass shooting in Colorado. This first house body card shows up, it seems like, when there's going to be a mass event. So, whoops, oh no. Hi, GM Dave. Okay, am I buffering? Please don't tell me I am buffering. Am I buffering? Wow, okay. You guys, I am way out of sync. Okay. I'm not buffering. Okay, because I'm sorry, I disappeared on this. I feel so out of sync. Okay, so that is one thing I've noticed. But I need to take you back to last week. When I did that full moon, I said, something's going to come to a head by Thursday, Friday. And boy, did it ever. And I am just like worried I'm not even able to say these words without YouTube freaking out and censoring me. But oh well, they're already demonetized me for what? This page? I don't know. So last week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This day is when Mars went under the chart at an eclipse point in Mar-a-Lago. And the day that happened, I believe that's when Biden said Putin is a killer, maybe, or maybe that was Wednesday. Oh my gosh, brain think. So this is what happened leading up to that. We had and these two guys, Friday, that's when they were in Alaska. In this earlier part of the week, did they go to Korea? And they went to Japan. And then the Friday before, Biden had his Quad Summit. That is India, USA, Australia, and Japan. This was his very first summit, okay? This didn't make the news either because they're all talking about how to deal with China, okay? So then that happened. Then the following week we had both Austin Blinken. He had that meeting. They were in Korea and Japan. They might have had another stop to talk about stuff. And somewhere in between here, I'm using the hashtag PIK for Putin is you could say Putin is a pillar, okay? Which sent him off the deep end. This is what I think has triggered everything this week. Furious. He had his dramatic reaction over on the Russia with, I'm going to debate him. Who is he? Blah, 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 blah. Well, this led to then these two had a meeting in Alaska with China. And there were certain ground rules established. Like, I think you were only allowed to have like a 6-minute introduction. But before they had this meeting, there were specific ground rules on how they were going to talk to each other. And right away, the Chai broke the rules, went on a 17-minute tirade against him, going off about the USA is an imperialist, blah, 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 blah. Just nonstop 17 minutes tirade, screaming at him. And that's how that meeting got off. And then also on this day, Friday, maybe it was Thursday night into Friday in the middle of the night, something very, very peculiar happened. There was an extradition ordered that Malaysia. Malaysia approved extradition of a North Korean businessman for money laundering. This case, they was talked about over the winter, but the Trump administration had been fighting this supposedly for 2 years. And this might have happened like on Thursday to Friday, because at this point then, North Korea cut ties with Malaysia because they felt totally betrayed and totally upset. Extreme. And then while all that happened, the Putin is a blank happened. So all this stuff happened Thursday and Friday. And then there was a shooting on, was that shooting on Friday? I can't even keep my days straight anymore. But I felt like I don't even know when it was. But there were a lot of distractions, so nobody would pay attention to this meeting with the Quad. They didn't really listen to Austin and Blinken and their meetings. They're known as the 2+2. If anyone ever references 2+2, you know that is Austin and Blinken plus the 2 representing Korea, Japan. 2+2. That's just their thing. So a lot of very dynamic things happened. So these guys had all their international dealings. Biden's at home, Putin's a K. And that is why I think the chai went off. And last week at the end of the week, I was nervous because I'm like, this is kind of scary because Putin's like, yeah, I wish you good health, which is like, we're going to get you. And a bunch of other stuff. And I got really, really kind of nervous, like, what are we doing? And then I realized the beauty of this because Biden doesn't do anything unless he's got all the bases covered. And he has just been sitting in a space of scrutiny. Clear, resolute scrutiny. Kind of like the emperor card in the tarot where he's just sitting there still and watching how things play out. And so that timing was on purpose with everybody that he talked to. I think they also expected China to come in and, scream at Blinken because that's what China does. They expect to scream at people, intimidate them, and then get what they want. And Blinken was just like, okay. So he just said everything he had to say. Okay, we're going to go on about our business. They didn't react how China-Russia wanted them to react. And it kind of was a way, I think, to totally and completely sever ties, to provoke them enough because Blinken gave a laundry list. We're upset about the hacking. We're upset about how you treat the Muslims. We're upset about how you're dealing with world order. We're upset other things. But I gave him this list, and that ensued, this tirade ensued. So what happened was both the China and the Russia overly reacted to a point where it's like publicly, how can you even engage with these people when they're this off the charts with their reaction? So what it did was then reinforce that red line in the sand. I think Biden has red lines all over in the sand. The State Department around here also issued an order that something about potentially sanctioning, I can't remember who at this point, maybe it was the Russia, and wanting those, basically putting it out there for the international community to know, this is what's going to happen, which side are you on, basically, is kind of how the warning sent to me. So they let them overreact to further draw the line, to further be the rationale for sanctions. And what happened today, Monday, there's like 5 countries that came together to sanction China over the treatment of the Uyghur Muslims. The United States and her allies. And what else happened today? The North Korean businessman was extradited and he's here. Then how did the Trump people react? Well, all of a sudden it blows up by Sunday. Putin's pissed. We start seeing little things over the weekend of outrage. We saw it Fox News and Tucker, I'm on Russia's side, which came into Sunday with Trump, like, I'm going to have my own new platform. He was calling into the news stations. Ivanka's redoing her image. blah, blah, blah. Like all of a sudden, all these things are happening to get into motion and kind of very reactionary to what happened last week. It is so reactionary. So when I did these horoscopes, that is another thing I was looking for. Why are you doing this and what happened? Yeah, here, I asked all these questions. Oh, I got to tell you about these other visions I had that happened in tandem. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? Okay. Yes, Marjorie. Yes, Austin stopped. Now he's in Afghanistan. They're like, oops, last minute, decided to go to Afghanistan. I loved it. I saw that he thanked our troops. But what they're doing has all of them running around in circles, trying to keep up, and they can't. And so much stuff is happening at once. It's just kind of like the reverse, how Trump was a chaotic tornado and stuff would blow up everywhere. Well, Biden's kind of taken his game and shoving it back at him. And they are on their heels very badly. So the other reason why I was kind of laying low, because after all this stuff was happening, Putin's a K, they had this meeting with Alaska. Friday night, all of a sudden, I could feel like a darkness kind of creeping in to the DC area. I'm like, what is this? It just felt like a blanket that was coming in and just staying put. It reminded me of hacking. About a year ago, March or February, during the primaries, I can't even remember what this was exactly, but I could sense, after the election or the primaries, the hacking or whatever came in after the fact, did its job for a couple hours and left. And I threw cards on it, but that's the gist of what I can remember. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that's what happened. This felt the same. And that was the other reason why I was nervous for DC and what was going on, because, well, what is this? It kind of felt like an attack. It felt like a ninja in the middle of the night, and just this steady, dark energy poking around like thieves and just settling in. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then by Sunday, I'm like, I guess I'll do these. And all of a sudden I had the vision and I could hear it happening. All of a sudden I was like, oh, well, where's that darkness? And then I was like, it's gone. It left. I'm like, great. We have this stuff here. But then what happened after that, it was the images I was getting was steel beams, if you could imagine steel beams or rods, going around our security or even around the White House, but our agencies. I don't want to call it a jail, but more like a protective type of thing. It was those rods suddenly were removed, they were being retracting, down in the ground and up in the air. Kind of reminds me of an Indiana Jones movie, when he wants to go get those artifacts and it's a booby trap and walls come in or poles come up or go down. It was kind of like that. It's I could hear the metal, the cranks opening things up. So it was all of a sudden now all these rods and poles are gone. And now everything is crystal clear and bright. Nothing happened. I'm like, okay, well, what happened? And what came of, and then all of a sudden I saw Putin in my mind, so pissed off because it didn't work. I'm like, what didn't work? And then I was like, the darkness stuff, which ended up when I was throwing cards, was hacking. Because he was pissed off at what happened here, and I think he called Donald, what are you going to do about it? Help me. It was Donald was in on this to let go whatever they were doing to our networks to launch whatever they were going to do. And then when Putin found out it didn't work, just I don't think I've seen this guy so angry. Like, his face is just so contorted. Such a crap baby. Just so angry, screaming. And then we were crystal clear fine because we interrupted it. So that was like the series of questions here that I was throwing these horoscopes on. Like, when I felt the darkness descend, what was that? The Page of Cups. That is part of their hacking, their good news. The Seven of Cups is the thing that it goes undercover through. What was the darkness I felt? The second house of incomes and gains. The Queen of Pentacles, a nation. Pentacles, taking something valuable. Reversed because it penetrated the system. And the communications were a King of Swords, a master hacker. In the fourth house, DC, it was to cause heartache. And they have a partner, the Page of Pentacles, a person who probably has information about hacking or data. Because I'm like, who's this Page of Pentacles? Because it showed up with, the Page of Cups showed up with Vice President Kamala. Oh, okay, I'm thinking about a different chart. But this Page of Cups is very active for her, and it kept coming back to like this hacking thing. So I had those questions. And then I had the reaction from Donald. What is this darkness about? There's that Seven Pentacles reversed. My friend, our friend. Where are you? Did I erase? I erased you. No, I didn't. Pamee, Seven of Pentacles reverse. Donald's reaction regarding the darkness, the income gains, values, the Seven of Pentacles, investment, data, reversed, penetrating into U.S. systems. That's his value. That's his asset. His partner in crime was the Chariot, reversed, penetrating a system and wreaking havoc all over the place. And for Donald, regarding that darkness, remember my yes-no cards together are a cover-up. He drew the yes-no cover-up. His idea, he has to dispose of it. Yes-no King of Pentacles. That is what's crowning him. The cover-up that he was part of that. His hope with that incident and that darkness is the star. He was hoping it would work. But the secret is, bad news, Page of Cups reversed. It didn't work. It didn't freaking work. The Page of Cups, it didn't work. And the hidden enemy is the Six of Swords reversed. Floundering. Then I asked, well, what about Putin with the darkness? Well, the darkness is good for him because he is the Page of Pentacles. He's the one with the data, the hacker. And then I said, well, what happened when I saw Putin pissed and furious? On the Ascendant, he had the same card but reversed. So the darkness for him was this Page of Pentacles. Hey, I'm going to get my data. But then he was pissed because it didn't work. The Page of Pentacles reversed because they tried to penetrate. For him, there's that Justice card. He thinks he's justice. And then Putin regarding the darkness, who is his partner in crime? The Knight of Cups. That is always Donald offering something to him. And then Putin was furious because his partner now has another burden. They hacked this thing. They got in. They couldn't get anything. So now it's the Ten of Wands. Now it's a huge burden. Then I felt like there was this huge info op on Sunday. And then, oh, this was Donald. What does he think about Putin being pissed about this not working? Look at this. The part of fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Reversed. Not good. With the Death card. Their chance is over. This is the end. They suck. Page of Cups, this is very bad news from Putin. His value is the King of Wands and making him happy. Who's Donald's partner when Putin is pissed? The Empress, Russia. What's crowning him? The Two of Swords reversed. Well, they were trying to break in and didn't really work. So how is Donald going to retaliate then because of this? Well, there's the Two of Pentacles reversed. Now, this Two of Pentacles reversed, I think that Two of Pentacles is this North Korean guy that was extradited. How is he going to retaliate? Well, in the area of home and defense, this Five of Pentacles, you know, that's the card where it looks like people are standing outside in the blizzard outside of a church and they can't get in. Well, the Five of Pentacles for me is also like government agencies. So how is Donald going to retaliate? By penetrating U.S. agencies. But not so fast, Don Julio, because, you know, CISA, what does that stand for, you guys? That was Chris Krebs, the cyber infrastructure security, maybe? You know what I'm talking about, CISA? So they're all over this. Who are they? What's giving them life? The Five of Swords, a hacker mafioso, a Page of Cups, trying to get some good news. And who they are is stopping this Page of Pentacles, this hacker. Because what are they defending? The agencies getting penetrated. And there's Don Julio trying to penetrate the agencies. It's just ridiculous. Oh. And I thought this was very interesting. Look at this 3, 4, 5 sequence. The 3 wands, 4 wands, the 5 of wands. CISA regarding that darkness. Their shared resources, the 3 of wands, unsuccessful plan in hacking their systems. They are sharing that experience because the 8th house, this is also espionage. Lands far away, the 4 of wands reversed. Hackers planning to get into the White House. And what's crowning CISA is the 5 of wands is fighting back against them. Well, at the full moon, the horoscope had the 3, 4, 5, I think in the first house of self or on the ascendant, the card of the reading. And I thought it was so weird back then that the 3, 4, 5 of wands would come up like that and just come out as a clump together. Well, because they were busy, because this was all this past weekend before the quarter moon. That's what they were doing. So, you guys, Donald and Putin just really suck at what they try to do. They keep trying to scare us and threaten us and go on the news. And these yahoos are we are all over them. They are hopeless. And now Putin is a K, and now we have the whole China thing and the Russia thing, and the allies are standing up to help us out. And they're so provoked now. I'm concerned about, things that happened in Colorado because this was just a week ago in Atlanta. So I haven't watched much about that today. It sounds like there was a terrific presence getting all over these people and intervening. But this basically is the news that we're also missing. So, okay, let me check in with you guys real quick. Okay. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. How are you guys doing? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that little screen there is part of why I was late today. I had updates. This app wasn't on here. I put the app back on, and I should have just left it on. But that's why that thing is still there. Sorry, you guys. I can try to get rid of it. T-Barb, so the hacking entry has been, yeah, we totally defended that. They were trying to get in, and our CISA, we totally defend. It's like they were expecting and they knew, it seemed like, that it was going to happen. Like, I was shocked at how easy it was to defend against that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that screen. Hi. Yes, we miss you, Marjorie. They hacked a Radio Shack. Okay. So that's basically, this was the big thing, the big energies that I was really tuning into and wanting to see what would happen. So we had happy spring, you guys. The sun officially went into Aries. I think it was at around 5:30 in the morning or something like that, Sunday. And then we had a quarter moon not much later, like 10 in the morning today. Something like that. So this Aries ingress. You guys, and so when I was doing these, so much fated stuff, fate in spades. These guys cannot even keep up. Oh, fire. Ah! Sorry. Oh my gosh. Close the candle. We got fire. Holy cow. Okay. We just got to hope that the fire alarm doesn't go off. Maybe I should open my window. Oops. Okay, that was the first time I used that candle. I have this. It smelled very nice, this candle, until I put my paper on it. I need to open my window. Okay, so Aries is ruled by Mars, which was ruled by fire, is a fire element. And there, I cracked open my window. I don't want the fire alarm to go off. Woo! Okay. So what got... So this is the 10th house and the 9th house. Lands far away. What's crowning Mar-a-Lago? The Page of Pentacles reversed. We can see you, Vlad and Stub. And what's crowning Washington, D.C. is yes, 7th house partners. And the 9th house, Capricorn, I use. So that's what's going on. It's kind of a mess. Okay. So that was fun. That was fun. I wanted to show you. I think I need to sit down. Okay. So that happened. This spring is the first spring in 3 years we have without Saturn and Cap. I can't believe it happened. Without Saturn and Capricorn. So Donald is spinning his wheels because he is so dictatorial with the Saturn and Capricorn, which made his job so easy for him being a dictator. And he can't do it. He's just not going to be able to get it done. So this is, what is this? This was a quarter moon. Oh, Sunday, March 21st. I'm a day late. Sorry, you guys. At 10:40 a.m. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. You guys stay tuned. We have to keep our eye on Mars besides setting my papers on fire. Such a dork. Okay. Okay, so where's Mars? Oh, Venus went into Aries too. Okay, so right now, how about that? Mars is in the 8th house of shared resources. Starting fires. I've got fire on the upper. Look at sudden fire on the bottom. But anyway, I bring that up because this chart over Washington, D.C., look at this. On the ascendant, the eastern horizon where the sun rises, hits its peak, and then sets, we have 13 degrees, 13 minutes, Gemini. Mars has just risen. It is at 10 degrees, Gemini, 15 minutes. The North Node. Okay, this isn't an eclipse. We're kind of, not really, yeah, this makes this eclipsey weather. because exactly conjunct the ascendant, the thing giving life to this chart, is the North Node. It is 13 degrees Gemini, 39 minutes. See how that's all right there? So that told me, because this was going to happen right away. This told me starting today, Monday, very consequential, determined, solar eclipsey things would happen. It was destiny. We've got the moon right there. This is a day chart. The sun has dominion. Mars has just risen. The moon is in the first house, which usually when that would happen with Donald when he was president was the condition of the president and directing things happening. And look at that. He's got the moon and he's got the sun up here in the 11th house of our friends and allies. So this told me something would happen quickly with our allies before I laid out the cards. And what I loved about this, no, not that one. Look what Biden drew. The first house of who he is, I am. Within hours of the first day of spring represented by Aries. This is how he is kicking off this Aries season. This new season where we haven't had Saturn and Capricorn and all these planets getting stuff done. And the ruler of Aries, has just slid into this space of secrets, hidden enemies. It's like only President Biden can see this right now. It has just slipped over. It's like the rest of the area here, the rest of the real estate has barely even figured out that, oh, Mars is in the house. There's a sense something changed, but not everybody's awakened to it. And the sign of Taurus is totally intercepted here. This is where Donald's midheaven, the highest point of his chart is, and his relations with the Russia is. And look at that Mars. And Biden's, this is what he's doing all week long, leading up to the full moon. Leading up to the freaking full moon, you guys. So he had that, the North Node destiny activated. Vice President Harris, in her chart, this also activates for her now. Her ascendant, I think, is like Gemini 24. And her North Node is exactly conjunct to her ascendant. So now we've got Wonder Twin powers activate, form of destiny, and the North Node between them. And this guy is ready to charge forth and the new frontier of USA. But nobody really realizes that because it's kind of hidden, okay? So you know things are going to get off to a big start. In this area, second house of income, gains, values, your self-worth. He is ready to go and he's got a belly full of desire to make things happen. Second house owning. What's pointing to that? We also have this astrology card in the 6th house of public servants. Where are you? I grabbed all the... Over here. This area has to do with public servants, our military, our investigations, our diplomacy. Mars, this is where the planet Mars is in its joy, because doing day-to-day Monday, I feel like this is Secretary Austin and Blinken. Because when you're in charge of a military and you're using Mars in the name of service, you're doing that without ego. You are conducting your military and your intelligence with integrity. You are doing things in a way to overcome the ego and be energized purely in the name of service. And so we have over here then this house, the second house of owning, pointing to the second house of income and values. So this is kind of like owning our military, owning our intel, owning our day-to-day operations to get stuff done at the behest of our leader. Last week, remember, this card was here because I was like, Biden owns Putin. Well, he has had the idea of what he's been focused on, I own you, and now it's being handed off to our Secretary of State and our Secretary of Defense. I like this because you go up here then. I'm sorry, I'm going out of order. But if I am in my 6th house here of public servants, we have Sagittarius there. That also rules lands far away. It rules the law. I'm of service. I'm a public servant. I'm going to look to my partner here. Partners, 7th house, or open adversary. This is more of partnership. Has, whoops, the 6th house of routine. So this is like our partners are also working with us in this day-to-day thing with military and intelligence to own these guys. And then what's crowning Biden here in DC? The 7th house of partners. So it's like he has trust in his partners to work with our intel and our military to sanction these mofos. He is trusting the process. I love it. He is totally trusting our process to get things done. Because this area of shared resources, your debts, taxes, we have the 4th house of roots. So we have this relationship going on with our allies because we both share a common ground of our roots, our defense right here. This is the 4th house. And we have Pisces. I believe this is having faith in one another, in the greater good, and to help one another. This is also about healing and rejuvenating our relationships with our allies. There is so much dynamic agreement going on with our allies right now. It just made me so full of joy. So full of joy. On the ascendant, what's giving life to the chart? The moon and the soul. We have a transit moon, the soul of America, the soul of our nation. We also have water and sensing. Oftentimes, I would see that with AI. I think they expected from what happened last weekend for more cyber attacks, cyber type of things, cyber things provoking, random shooters or provoking mass unaccompanied minors at the border. So they've got their hand on the pulse of what's going on everywhere. We have Uranus genius here in the 3rd house of communications. So I just got that this was the whole Putin is a K thing, which is also provoking them to behave in a way that kind of reveals their hand of cards and what they're planning to do. And then the 5th house of the sun, Biden, Mercury, retrograde, reinvention. He's reinventing our communications and our agreements with our partners. It's all he's been doing the past week. I mean, yes, we've had the 100 million shots. We've had other good things happening at home. But there has been an immense amount of very successful work done abroad that is not being reported at all by our media. In the 11th house of, look at this, your friends, your networks, your allies, transforming our experience together. That's what's on tap. This quarter moon heading to the full moon. The secret is the Grand Cross Provoker. How do you like me now? Putin is a K. Guess who's the provoker now? This went into the Capricorn I use. This is using our stockpile, our resources, our money. We have the 10 of Swords here. I think this was anticipating a hack abroad. And I don't have another card here. 8th house endings and beginnings. The hidden enemy is beginning something and ending something. And that's what we're seeing. The pain by the former administration having to deal with things ending and beginning. And there's some interesting parallels with this quarter moon over DC with the terrascope over Mar-a-Lago, including a fire. Let me check in with you guys, okay? How are you guys doing? For entertainment purposes, yes. Oh, I did not see that, Tisha. What he was walking around with in his... I don't understand why he was in his underwear. I know. Burning down the house. Cheers. Okay. Okay, thank you, Michael. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's make it to 100 likes. That would be nice. If you're just joining us, I'm sorry for this little alert box there. I don't know how to get rid of it without totally ruining my broadcast. I'll be better next time. I haven't done a live, I think, in about a week, and I'm already super rusty. So I'm glad, and I'm rusty. I had a fire. This is how, wow. So I decided I needed to do these terrascopes over Washington, D.C. and one over Mar-a-Lago because this guy is planning so much crap behind the scene. And it's interesting how these two horoscopes then line up together. Oh my gosh. So we have a Yod here, the Destiny card. I talked about this first house body, how I usually see that when there's some sort of terror, mass icky thing happening like today. This was over Mar-a-Lago in the area of partnerships, like someone for hire maybe. We had that. Now, look at this. This is the quarter moon over Palm Beach. Now, on the ascendant, we have 2 degrees Gemini. We have Mars and the North Node solidly in the first house. The thing with this Mars and Gemini, Donald is going to have extra short fuse, extra impulsivity, extra diarrhea of the mouth, just him on fire, blown up even more. And he thinks it's his destiny because the North Node is right there. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Patricia. So that's what we're going to get from him all week up to this full moon. This is intercepted. So this energy stays here. He can't really take this energy and go somewhere with it. He is going to feel the heat and intensity this whole time until the full moon. Then he'll get relief. So his blood pressure is going to be high. And the thing is, all of his attention now, this moon, unlike in Washington, D.C., where the moon is in the first house, and it has flexibility because Gemini is not intercepted. You have Gemini and Cancer both in this first house, so the energy can flow. Not here. The moon now is in the second house of income and money. So he's super hot-headed, angry, and super emotional about his money, and there's nothing he can do about it. Okay? So what's giving him life with this chart? We have on the eastern horizon Gemini. The sun reaches its peak. It sets over here. We have, look at this, the Chiron healing. He is butthurt, wounded as can be, and he's failing at trying to heal this wound. He is got no skills on how to deal with this because the other card on the ascendant, we have Libra, I balance. This is the Putin card where he decides he needs to rebalance things in his favor. For him, the scales of justice is the scale that always tips in his favor. And if it doesn't tip in his favor, he's going to make sure it does. So Donald cannot heal stubs, owies, and hurty feelings. That's what's giving life to this chart. there was a yod, a destiny. So there's so meanwhile, we're working with our allies and getting stuff done. There's been sanctions now on the China. Vlad is mad. And now, remember I said he's going to feel like things are so destined that he's got it made. This is his reason for living. So a yod is this special type of triangle. It is joined by 60 degrees on one side. I put 60 degrees here. And it comes to a point. This is 150 degrees away from each of these points. And the yod is known as the finger of God. Fate. In a death chart, oftentimes, you will see the finger of God pointing to the thing that was like the trigger for a death. So Donald has a yod pointing straight at him. You guys, the kitchen is hot. It is so hot and screaming. I have this pointing at the Mars because Mars is there in the first house, and he drew the Mars force card, I think in the 10th house. It's up here. I don't know. It burned away. This is what's crowning him. So that's why I have this pointing to the Mars at 10 degrees. This Mars is will probably move to 13 degrees by this full moon. So that is why I really have my eyes on this chart, because in Washington, D.C., one of two things is going to happen in D.C. This Mars is really close to the ascendant. As the week goes on, right now Mars is 11 degrees. It'll be 12 degrees and 13 degrees. So if Biden is the grand cross provoker and setting something up, he is going to strike when that Mars crosses the ascendant, 13 degrees Gemini. Something huge and very consequential will happen. Or it'll backfire and something huge and consequential will happen to him or DC. I don't know. Those are the two things that can happen, but my faith is in Biden because he has a plan. He is set. He's got the Aries card like I am. I'm ready to go. And I've launched my Mars here in the area of secrets. So as this Mars gets closer to 13 degrees, something's got to give. Something's going to blow. If you guys, anyone has an ephemeris, you know when Mars hits 13 degrees Gemini, it's going to hit the North Node. So this is a massive, massive eclipse trigger from last summer and last winter. And it is setting the stage for our eclipses at the end of May. Huge consequential. So this is Donald. Like in Washington, D.C., they both had the fire element desire when it comes to their income gains and their money. But Donald drew the King of Cups. That's Putin. He is so consumed with him. Sorry. He drew, the Wheel of Fortune. He's relying on his luck to help him out. I don't know, that moon's got some bad angles going on. Let's go to his secrets. So his secrets, he is 11th house friends. He is hoping that his networks will help him out, but unfortunately, we have a reversal here. His networks, this is his secret. They're working on something, and it didn't work out last week. I don't think it's going to work out this week. His hidden enemy is the earth element of stability. This guy hates stability. He hates democracy. Because with stability is predictability, and that's how they get all round up. He hates this. He likes being a tornado because that's how he controls things through chaos and misery and controversy. Drives his narrative. With stability, he ain't got any of that. In his 11th house, for friends and networks, the moon and the soul. What's happening with America? What's happening with my networks? they're having a hard time because the star hacking, also the insurrection, didn't work. I think this is the Mars and the Force. Water element sensing, 9th house, using AI from his foreign pals that do a lot of surveillance. There's a lot more information coming out about that with like hacked phones, Microsoft systems, being able to surveil people. And Donald has some 3rd house messages. He is sharing about death. And then he has the 1st house body. So I think what happened today, he was in cahoots with someone messaging 3rd house. There's Scorpio transform. Messaging 1st house body is associated with mass things. We have the 9 of Swords reversed. This is how he's getting the narrative. The 9 of Swords is a nightmare, being terrorized. Well, he's not anymore. This is his relief. And basically, that's what I was getting from Mar-a-Lago. This is what I was getting in DC. We are in such great shape in DC. It is just really so amazing. How are you guys doing? Yeah, Nancy Lee, I had a little fire. I lit this new, very fine smelling candle, ginger, and I think this was like guava. And I accidentally dropped my teroscope on it. So yeah, the fire is lit. Okay, so that we should get some cards, you guys. We should get some cards. I know I had some questions. I know that Putin is in a lot of pain. I know that China is very, very, very angry. But you know what? Why don't we do some contracts, you guys? We haven't done that in a while. We are in a new season. We have eclipse energy very active with this North Node conjunct the Ascendant. And we should revisit that. Okay? So, what are the contracts? If you're new, what I do at the new moons, usually you have, intention power for a couple of days, up to a week, depending on the conditions. And that is when you get to write out your new moon intentions, your new moon and wishes, because the ancients always knew that, for example, planting your seeds at the new moon created more prosperous crops in terms of quantity and quality. And so the new moon is where you plant your seeds. The full moon is where you have revelation or manifestation. Now, some intentions take years and years and years to fulfill, and those are more reliant on like outer planets to have them happen. But what we've been doing as of late, because of all the flux and change since 2020, beginning of 2020, we're getting a leg up on things to pre-pave our futures, because we are in an era of energies that we haven't seen before on the 7,000 year level and the 1,000 year level. It is truly wild, the space that we're in. So what we do is, because your most powerful point of focus as a spirit having a human experience is in your writing. It's being able to put the pen to paper and use that energy to make an intention. The thing is, together as a group, we're that much more powerful. And I already saw you guys talking about contracts. So that's what we're going to do. I'll get my whiteboard and we just write. For simplicity's sake, I write the words I want, like I want something. Use the words that work for you. But collectively, you'll be able to feel this energy work. And I kind of backed off for a while because we were in such wonky energies. And my system was overloaded. And I wanted you guys to just clean up your stuff for you, because we are at the end of a zodiac period and now we're in a new one with the sun shining in Aries. So we'll still keep these. Oh. Yeah, so I gotta clean this off. I'm gonna use my handy dandy cleaner upper, my fancy cleaner upper on my whiteboard from Aunt Amy, so I can like look extra pretty doing this. Woo! Jazz hands, you guys, jazz hands. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my astrology dice. I can't believe this burned. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab my astrology dice so we could figure out, universe, what do we need to focus on? And again, I apologize. I don't want to try to remove this box right now because I might lose the whole stream. I obviously am not having very good luck this evening. So I have my handy dandy astrology dice. I love these dice. And I just want the dice to show me what do we need to focus on for our contracts. What do we need to focus on? Neptune. The first house, Cancer. Can you see that? Neptune. The first house. And Cancer, guess what? The moon, right there. Okay. I've got ashes all over the place. I'll vacuum that up later. Okay, so this first house related to Neptune is... Oh my God, you guys, look at this. Look at this. Neptune is... Oh, you guys, are you listening? Are you listening? This is really, really, really important. Thank goodness for astrology dice, because I probably would have missed this. Neptune is 21 degrees, 9 minutes, Pisces. It is right on the cusp of the 10th and 11th house. Planets on the cusp basically open up the entire chart. It's like it opens up all the doors to speak with the whole chart. Pisces' natural ruler is Jupiter. Look at that. And it is exactly semi-sextile, 30 degrees. Man, conjunct the midheaven. And Neptune is conjunct the asteroid America. So we have transformation. We have our 7th house partners. There's Mercury, contracts, messaging, Jupiter in Aquarius, the humanitarian, science and technology, and our friends and networks. So what is it? What is the most, and I think the moon right now is an exact sextile to Neptune, so that is going to bring a lot of depth. Oh my God, my window is open and I don't have a screen. It's okay. There aren't bugs yet, right? Okay. And there are no bats in this area. Oh. Okay. What are we doing? Victory. Ooh, 6 Wands mob. My 6 of Wands is my card for that bully transnational mafia of Trump, Putin, Unji, Netanyahu, MBS, Turkey, You ran all them yahoos. Reversed. The White House. The Four of Wands, our celebration. Success. Holy cow, you guys. The Six of Cups from the past. Children, reversed. This is MAGA and Proud Boys. We're on the move. The Knight of Swords. We are on a warpath to get this stuff correct. So, as far as the new moon contract goes, I want USA to totally and completely overcome the mob across every ocean in between and at home that a threat to democracy everywhere. I want to enjoy the success of transforming our world power and alliances. I want to totally and completely stomp out white supremacy and nationalism, extremists everywhere. I want total protection for our children, families, communities, forever. As soon as possible. Okay. So, I want USA to totally and completely overcome the mob across every ocean, in between, and at home. That's a threat to democracies everywhere. I want to... I want to enjoy the success of transforming our world power and alliances. I want to totally and completely stomp out white supremacy and nationalism, extremist groups everywhere. I want total what? Protection for our children, families, and communities forever, everywhere, ASAP. Got that? Peaceful power. Okay. We got that one. What was the next one? Sophie had the Wheel of... I lost the Wheel of Fortune. Sophie had the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Time for more housework, you guys. Making me work hard. She works hard for her money. Okay, where's that Wheel of Fortune? We had that. Where's that Wheel of Fortune? We had that Wheel of Fortune. I like this. Fortune is changing. Fortune is changing. Fortune. Where are you? Okay. I know I did not burn that. Where's my Wheel of Fortune? Do I have another one? Oh, you know what? It might be stuck in the other cards. We know what the Wheel of Fortune looks like. It's just nice to have a visual, though. Dee 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 D. Okay. Okay, so there was that one. Let's roll some dice. What else are we supposed to look at with this Wheel of Fortune? Oh, there you go. There's the Wheel of Fortune. What are we supposed to look at here? The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. You just join us. We're doing our contracts together because it's much more powerful that way. We have the Moon, Sagittarius. Oh, man. Okay, I am going to leave that at Sagittarius. So, the Moon, Sagittarius, 7th house, 6th house routine. These are our alliances and our networks working on this day-to-day military stuff, agencies to own money. So what are we going to do about that? The Wheel of Fortune says, what do you want us to focus on here? Oh, it's right there. We want luck for our president. Okay, he's right there. What are we focusing on with our president, the law, our allies, and our partnerships? What do we need to focus on? China. Also outrage with a lot of things are being provoked as this moon travels through the lunation, so we want stability. People thinking right. This is protecting our institutions, protecting our Congress from these yahoos here and abroad. Okay. Because there are forces that do not want this goodness to happen. Okay. So, I want POTUS 46 to be well protected, to have the momentum of I'm trying to get this momentum of success with ease, and our partners here and abroad. I want to see filibuster. Our Congress, that's what it is. Resolve their day-to-day difficulties with the filibuster and move forward like they decisively won and were sent to do the people's work. I want Dems freed from opposition and dumb challenges by the GOP. I want Congress on board to pass the infrastructure bill and to totally pass H.R. 1, now Senate Bill 1. What is that called? Is it the For the People Act? It has to do with voting. The Voting Rights Act. Passed 100%. That's what I want. Okay, can you see that? So, I want our 46th president to be well protected, to have the momentum of success with ease, and our partners here and abroad. I want to see our Congress resolve their day-to-day difficulties with the filibuster and to move forward like they decisively won and were sent to do the people's work. I want Dems freed from opposition and dumb challenges by the GOP. I want Congress on board to pass the infrastructure bill and to totally pass H.R. 1 now, Senate Bill 1, which has to do with our Voting Rights Act, passed 100%. I want Manchin to vote like he's a Democrat. I want to see Manchin and Sinema to vote like they're committed Democrats and not GOP curious. None of that. Vote like a Dem. That's what we want. Right? Okay. So, that's what we got there. Time for some housework. Gonna clean this up. What is it? I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Gonna wash that GOP out of my hair. You know, if they had some decent ideas, I'm not opposed to that, but we're not doing this obstruction thing that they did under Obama. Done. Been there, done that. Okay. Now, we have Seven of Pentacles reversed from Dear Pamee. The dice say, what do we have to focus on? Where do we have to focus on? What are we doing? What do we have to focus on? I have Sagittarius again. Ooh, Uranus. Oh, darn it. Sloppy dice. Sloppy dice. You drink twice. Okay, so we have Sagittarius. We have the Law. Uranus and Taurus. Ooh, secret plans. The 10th house, partnerships. Oh my gosh. I would love to have a surprise with our allies abroad in sudden, shocking apprehension of bad people for all to see. Ooh. I want to see our allies, networks abroad to successfully charge and apprehend those bad mofos warring against USA. I want to see some super shocking relief for the world to see that them Trumps et al. Have been arrested. Aries, yeah. Go get them. We're ready. We have everything we need. We want everything to move into place. Oh, and that relates, sorry. Go get them. And to have every account illegal monies accounted for, values seized, I want Weisselberg to flip and show us the money. How about that? I want to have every account, illegal money accounted for, value seized. I want Weisselberg, his daughter-in-law, to flip and show us the money, honey. That's what I want. I don't think that's asking for much, right? Oh, I didn't do any cards on that. But I think we got the picture, right? How are you guys doing? Changes in the voting laws. Yes, we want that bill passed. Okay. Okay, last one. We have the Six of Pentacles. Reverse. That usually speaks to money laundering or stealing from charities, Larry Trump. We see you. So, what's the Six of Pentacles about? What are we focused on here? What are we focused on here with our contracts? Guys, don't these contracts feel so easy to write? I just feel like there's like no obstruction to writing them. It's like you can just feel the freedom of that obstacle, of that Saturn and Capricorn authority just hanging over. These are so easy and fun to write. Okay, what are we focused on here? Pisces. Whoops, I'm going to turn it off. Pisces. The 5th house of the sun. Okay, and the North Node. So again, we have the Pisces 5. Mercury retro. Oh, you know what? So this 5th house here over Washington, D.C. is at 21 degrees Virgo. That is conjunct, whoops, USA Vesta asteroid. Vesta is the asteroid of service. Servants. Being of service. You know, abuse of that is slavery. So what are we writing here? This is getting to calmer waters. Public servants. We have the scales of justice here. Pisces, I believe. We have the Pisces card here. As above, so below. I think this is Pisces, what we're this card here. Strength. Oh, mosquito. I have to shut that. Lies. Oh, conspiracies. Donald, his offers. Lies about what? The Page of Wands. About all the bad news and propaganda. How they fight us with that. Okay, I have to close my window just a second. Okay. So, money laundering, cheating. The propaganda, the misinformation, the lies, the misinformation that continually comes in from abroad because they keep conspiring with laws, conspiring with propaganda, and Donald and others keep using it. This is also dark money paying for an insurrection. Yeah, those Republican attorneys general who funded this thing need to go. Boy, there's a lot I could write here. So, 5th house. I want POTUS 46 to totally cut through the BS of public servants serving for purposes such as illegal money laundering, illegal gains, serving for purposes, and perpetuated by foreign domestic propaganda and active measures. I want an total and complete end to this nonsense ruining our national security and hurting families. I want world leaders to be of honorable service, totally transparent, and complete international outlaw of dark money and foreign interference in sovereign governments. I want this to end now. It's crazy that we're still dealing with all this stuff, you know? All these conspiracies just have got to end. So I want Biden to be able to totally cut through all of the BS of public servants serving for purposes, the wrong purposes, such as how to illegally launder money with their donors, how they're illegally able to get gains, and how they're able to perpetuate their stupid narratives from foreign and domestic propaganda and disinformation and active measures. I want a total and complete end to this nonsense that is ruining our national security and hurting families. I want world leaders to be of honorable service, totally transparent, and complete international outlawing of dark money and foreign interference in sovereign governments. I want this to end now. I'm sure there's better words, but that's all I could really come up with in the moment. Okay, you guys? Are we good? How are you doing? Let me check in with you. Oh, yes, 8 more likes to get to 150. Sure. Like. Because I really like you all too. Okay. The way Kelly was my dream for the first time. Oh, that's so sweet. She was in your dream. You know what? We're in this new space. I just feel like everything that's been bearing down on us with that Saturn and Capricorn, with all those planets that has just made life hard and drilling down on us where we could hardly even breathe. It's giving us that flexibility on so many levels that even in our subconscious states, those dreaming and those messages were even that much more receptive in those dream states. We are in such a new world. I hope that you guys are seeing that evidence in your day-to-day lives and ongoings, that you don't really have to be trapped in these habits anymore. I mean, you could ask for, here, we'll do this one. I want to gently release old habits of fear. Oh, I feel it evaporating. Do you guys like effervescent, like club soda water? Of fear from the past 3 years and replaced with renewed hope and fun and smiles daily. So I want to gently release all these old habits of fear from the past 3 years and replace them with renewed hope and fun and happiness and smiles every day. Just easy, just to float out there. I know I'm feeling it on many levels too, and that's another reason why I've kind of been pausing in the background, because I'm also trying to get my bearings. Even though it's very good news, it's like, are we sure? Is this stuff here to stay? I think it is, and I think it's going to get better and better, but we have to adjust and acclimate to it. There's some people who are still so hardwired and clinging to that because it's been so long since they've felt good. I mean, there is a fear of success and a fear of feeling good. What if you get your hopes up and it doesn't work out? It's going to work out. So much has happened in this past week that hardly any of us realize. It's all good. Okay? So, yes, cut cords. So, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, moderators. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad to be here on this new adventure with all of you. Just take it easy and enjoy the spring, you guys. There's going to be blips along the way, but what I am seeing consistently now for the last couple months since, he was sworn in, he's got this and he's got a plan. Biden has a plan and he's so far ahead of the curve. He has planned for every single option. I'm also seeing Attorney General Merrick Garland very active in the background. I'm also seeing collaboration between him and our law enforcement and, FBI and our intel. It is really amazing. These new people that we don't know anything about are working so effortlessly and seamlessly behind the scenes. I mean, there's going to be things that aren't going to work out and be disappointing, but overall, it is clicking along so beautifully, bigger and better than I could have even imagined too. But there's garbage to clean up, okay? So thank you guys. Yes, thank you. Oh, yes, yay, 150. Thank you, T-Barb. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Holly. Looking forward to the asteroids. Yes, thank you, Donna Lynn. Yes, we'll see you next time. Be safe. Thank you, Lisa Smith. Yes, have a great evening. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Renee. And thank you, Joan. Okay? Have a good night. We'll see you soon. Okay, bye.